In the tunnel.
In the tunnel.
In the tunnel. In the tunnel.
You're
listening to In the Tunnel.
In the tunnel.
You're listening to In the Tunnel.
Hello and welcome to In the Tunnel, episode number 33. Do you want to just jump straight into it, or any...
Yeah, we've had some technical difficulties over the past 2 days, so this whole transition material thing, I'm really past it. Let's just get straight into it.
Alright, so
transition materials for comedians.
Let's just, I guess we'll go to this screen and let's look at the bracket that we finished.
Yeah, so do we want to just do like a quick overview first and then move into it, or?
I figure let's just move into it, right? So,
all right.
I mean, on the screen you can see the play-in rounds that are things selected, and then I don't know. What do you think? Pretty out there, huh?
It is almost like I can't even see it yet. I'm on a little bit of a tape delay.
Oh, you shouldn't be on that much of a tape delay.
I'll let you know when I get the stream up, Sean. There we go. Woo! All right. That was wild.
Yeah,
right.
So, I mean, it's a pretty weird draw, if I do say so myself. Our wheels kind of did us in there.
It did. And also, I needed to convert these to JPEGs, and I did not do that.
Nah. That's okay.
Better strokes for better folks, I guess, whatever the saying is.
Okay.
I'm not here to create, I just podcast. You get it, because that's not true.
Anyway.
All right.
Anything to say about these, or do you just want to go to where they slot in?
Well, let's see. I mean, what else is there to say? There's only one game of actual big name importance, Oregon versus Kentucky.
Yeah, but that's not even supposed to happen in this round.
Oh, but it's going to.
Yeah, whatever.
Let's move into it. Show me the wheel.
No wheel. We're going to... Hold on. No wheel for these yet. Because...
Oh, dear God, Sean.
I want to do the wheels with the rounds. So...
Yeah, well, we gotta get to the round first.
Yeah, so...
Well, we have to get that field set, so we need the wheels for this, too.
We'll do the wheel when we do the actual region.
Oh, okay. You're planning something here.
Oh my God, is it that hard?
Yes. Could we sound more like a Jewish family fighting right now?
Probably.
I feel very at home. That's probably an insult to my family. Oh, God. Sleep is overrated. All right.
So
why don't you take the reins here then, if you have such a great game plan?
I mean, let's just go to it, I guess. We'll flip. I'll get the wheel up and we'll just start.
Sure. We going into region 1 first?
Yeah.
Next time we have to name the regions, by the way.
I mean, isn't it normal, like, Midwest, Northeast? I don't
Yes,
even.
but we just have 1, 2, 3, 4. So the thing is we're gonna have to change that real quick.
Good enough.
I think that's the wrong wheel, Sean.
Did you wait for it? I did switch.
My
Are we
apologies.
Are we just
We-
gonna
we
wait
have-
until you catch up?
Well, we have a comment on the Twitch stream that was new. Someone says that my fro's looking good. Oh man, this is wild.
Oh boy.
Anyone know a Johnny Boatman's? All right, moving on.
All right.
This is
Yeah.
wild.
So to the first thing that the wheels originally picked. So we will do the Louisville and Florida game right now. So Louisville, which one do you want Louisville to have? Because they're the top. You get to choose heads or tails.
All right, I'll be team heads.
So Louisville gets heads.
Yeah, I'll associate with the top of all teams that we do the wheel for. So I'll just flip for heads, or like I'll represent heads, you represent tails. Although we really don't need to do that, I guess.
Not really, but all right.
Just-
so
Just do it
Louisville's
like
heads.
this: top team in the bracket is always heads, or higher seed is always heads, but or lower seed is always tails. And in this case, it's top seed is heads, or yeah, and lower team is tails.
So Louisville won that one.
All right, Louisville. Let's see. Hard to believe, I guess, but they beat the mid-major.
Alright.
Whoever would have thought it would happen sees the day they did. All right. So
Alright. So now that we
see.
actually have the thing, you want to do let's do 4 versus 13 first.
All right. And yeah.
So 4's heads and 13's tail.
Yeah. And by the way, Louisville is 18-10 on the year.
Hey.
Keep that in mind. A little stat check, if you will.
So according to the wheel of heads and tails, 13 win.
All right, we have an upset. And let's see, who's the number 13 seed again?
St. Joseph's.
St. Joseph's.
I mean, was this really an upset? Because I don't think Omaha's a number 4 seed anyway.
There's only one way to find out. If my numbers will comply with me, which right now they are not. It's really hard to be a numbers guy when the search feature doesn't let you use letters. God, what the heck is going on with this computer?
All right.
St. Joe's. Ta-da! Moving on.
That one. Moving on. Do you want me to just go through them and pick up the winners, and you can talk about the?
No, because I'm clearly living 10 minutes behind on this thing.
That's why I think I'll just go and you can talk about them as you get to it.
Oh, that's just no fun.
Anyway,
But sure, let's do it like that.
while you do that, I'm gonna do 5 versus 12, where 5 is heads and 12 is tails.
All right. I'm opening up a new document. This needs to be done quicker.
So that one was not an upset. We have Fresno State beating Furman. I think
Okay,
that's
so
expected.
what I need you to do from here on out is tell me the teams before you spin the wheel.
Well, I mean, aren't you? Can't you see?
Sean. Yes, but Sean, we're also an audio podcast too.
Right.
Give a little bit of a story for us, huh?
All right. I mean,
For
yeah.
us
So,
losers without internet.
I mean, close enough.
Sounds like a
Anyway, so
shot.
yeah, Fresno State and Furman. According to Heads Tails, the Fresno State Bulldogs won that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna move on to our 8 and 9 matchup, which is Northwestern and Columbia.
All right. Northwestern, obviously the Ivy League school of the Big Ten. I mean, it is a school where a lot of smart people go, I feel like.
All right, and Northwestern pulls this one.
It's about time. It's where Julia Louis-Dreyfus's son or something played.
Okay.
Let's see. Hold on. I have a Word document now. We're
Good.
cooking with
We're getting into technology.
We're cooking with gas here.
Getting
The
into
12
technology, huh?
They are 12-15. They are the worst team in the Big Ten. Good enough to make the round of 32, though. Northwestern.
All right, so our 116 matchup was St. John's and Louisville.
All right.
So, ready for this one?
I wish.
Well, too bad.
Yeah, let's go for it. Here, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Hey, the 1 seed actually wins.
St. John's?
Yeah.
Good, because they're 20-8.
Okay.
They are the better team. They have the better record than Louisville. It's almost as if it's divine intervention.
Hey, there's only one upset in these 4.
So far.
So far, that's why I said.
8 and 9 doesn't really count as you should see the Twitch stream right now, dude.
Oh boy.
These comments. Oh man.
Alright.
I really hope this is my buddy Wellington.
Alright, anyway, moving on. We'll start from the top this time. So 6-11, Jacksonville and North Texas.
Mm-hmm.
6 is Jacksonville, 11 is North Texas. Who win? Hey, it's tails, which means we got an upset.
All right, who?
North Texas Mean Green.
All right, the North Texas Mean Green. And that is, they're 20-8. Not bad.
Okay.
And they advance out of the Conference USA.
All right, so next matchup is 3 versus 14 for us, which is Dartmouth, another green, Dartmouth, big green, and Southeast Missouri State. Southeast Missouri State. So, let's see. And, it looks like, heads. So, Dartmouth win.
Another one for those Ivy people, huh?
Yay. I mean, they were the 3 seed, so apparently they had to win.
Just solely based off of all their SAT scores, I'm sure. Well,
Right,
Dartmouth is 11-15, so did they really win?
I don't know. Anyway, moving on. So, the American Eagles, which are the 7th seed according to the wheels, and the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers? I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
It looks like Coastal Carolina apparently
All
wins.
right. The Myrtle Beach people have spoken. They are 13-13. They are 7-7 in conference. And they are on to the round of 32.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know how, any of this is shaping up anymore. Went from being...
I gotta admit, I am wildly lost in distractions right now, but this is funny as hell.
I don't understand how this is working, but anyway.
I have no idea either, but it's working.
Anyway, so what's it?
Hey, Sean, let's build a bracket.
Using wheels.
Hey, that's how you travel. And now
anyway,
we're in the
so
NBA.
Number 2 seed for our first region, according to the wheels, was it the? I can't even pronounce that. Go ahead and try.
Duquesne.
Duquesne, Dukes, and North
Yes.
Alabama is 15. So who wins out of there?
Duquesne.
Oh, it's Duquesne.
Yeah. Duquesne staying alive. They are 18-9 out of the Athletic 10 conference, and they are the only Pittsburgh school in this tournament.
According to us, again.
Ride or die. Let's go.
All right. So anyway, moving on. Apparently Drexel was our number 1 seed in our second region, which we still have to name.
Makes sense.
And then
Makes sense.
Maryland Eastern apparently made it too. So let's see who wins out of them.
Do 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 do. Wheel spin. Do 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 do.
And it looks like Drexel wins.
All right. Another 1 seed stays alive.
Hey, I mean, for being heads tails, this is. I feel like it's favoring heads a little bit.
I mean, I don't know how it could favor heads. It's pretty straightforward.
I know, but like, anyway. All right, so our 8-9 is the New Mexico Lobos and Nichols Colonel. Spinning. Oh, it looks like Nichols wins.
All right. Man, this thing's not giving us any upset. I'm really disappointed.
I mean, with how the matchups are laid out, the
I mean,
116, the one winning could be an upset.
If we don't have enough upsets by Region 3, we're going to start doing best 2 out of 3 spins.
Oh, God.
All right, so Nicholls State is 12-15 in the Southland Conference.
All right. So
A respectable 44% of their wins have, their total games. I'm not thinking right now.
this is great. All right. Anyway, moving on.
It's really the best idea we and I have ever had.
All right.
Except
moving
for
on.
the Gonzaga ramp. But
Southeast Louisiana Lions and Hartford Hawks, 5 and 12.
all right, I'm putting Hartford in my predictor of numbers here. Let's see if I'm right.
You are correct.
All right, Hartford is 15-13 out of the America East Conference, and apparently they get their first neutral site win of the season.
Good for them. All right. Anyway, moving on.
Mazel tov.
DePaul and the Illinois Fighting Illini.
Illini.
Illini. All right, go with it. Hey, it looks like the Illini win.
All right, it's Illinois, our second team out of the Big Ten to make it to the second round.
All right, so hey,
Along
we
with
got a
Northwestern.
play-in game.
Illinois is 10-17. A remarkable 37% of their games have resulted in wins.
All right, we got a play-in game to do. The Middle Tennessee and Northern Illinois. So let's see.
All right. I'm digging it.
Middle Tennessee's heads in this one. Northern Illinois' tails. It looks like Northern Illinois win.
Northern Illinois. We have a heavily Illinois-based representing it. I'm not even going to rephrase this. Illinois is represented twice so far in this slide.
Well,
Let's just say what it is. Or in this bracket, whatever.
Yeah, this region.
Sean, let's not think about this. They're 12-15
They
in their
totally
own
deserve
conference.
to be on our bracket, apparently.
Their second neutral site win of the season.
Good. All right.
And
so
it puts them in the bracket.
do they make the round of 32? That is the question. Can they beat?
I would love to find out.
Can they beat North Kentucky at the number 6 seed?
Well, the only team that beats North Kentucky is Kentucky.
Apparently, you're correct because North Kentucky just won.
The only way to beat them is to join them. All right.
All right. Continuing on. Number 3 seed in our region 2 is Tennessee Tech. Number 14 is Bucknell.
By the way, Northern Kentucky is 21-8 on the year.
So, I mean, they at least won one game.
Yeah, 21 of them, in fact.
Well, I'm talking about they won their playing round game. That's about it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, beggars can't be choosers.
Right.
But you can choose to beg.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, number 3 is Tennessee Tech, and number 14, Bucknell. Heads tails. Let's
right.
go. All right, and it looks like Bucknell wins.
All right, I was not anticipating that.
Hey, you wanted the more upsets.
Yes, I did, but I typed in Tennessee. All right, so Bucknell is 18-10, 12-4 in conference, and they get their third neutral site win of the season.
Okay, so moving on. So our number 7 seed is Chicago State, and number 10 is Tulane. So.
I'm thinking it's Tulane.
Nope, it's Chicago State.
Damn it, stupid tape delays.
Got a heads, so Chicago State won.
Chicago State, they are. Oh my god.
Are they the worst?
They are 3-25.
This is why
they get their first neutral site win of the season.
This is why we.
It might as well be their only win of the season. 3-25.
This is why we let a literally randomness choose this bracket.
Oh, this is great.
All right, so then our number 2 seed here was the Charleston Southern. And number 15 is UAB. So, who do you got on this one?
I'm thinking it's UAB.
Oh, you're correct.
First time.
Yeah. Alright, so with that, 2 regions are done. We'll go through a quick recap at the end, but it's pretty shuffled up by now.
If we're not crying by then.
Yeah. I mean, we were already crying with how this thing chose the seed. So,
yeah.
It's going to be pretty tough.
Last week was pretty fun.
Yeah. All right. So,
UAB is 17-11. Not sure if I.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have 2 more playing games to go. So we'll do the one for Region 3 right now, which is Oregon and Kentucky. Who do you got on this one?
Common knowledge says Kentucky, so I'm going to go with Oregon.
All right, we'll see.
Completely out the window.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah. But common sense doesn't mean anything anymore, Sean.
To you, apparently.
Prove me wrong.
Well, I mean, we are
right now you can't.
Right now, no common sense has gone into the decision of making any of this. So
exactly.
So yeah.
In fact, the lack of common sense is what gave birth to this kind of idea. So
yeah. All right. So we'll just move on because this is our number 1 seed in this bracket was Toledo. And number 16 now is Oregon. So let's see what happens. And guess what?
It's Toledo.
No, Oregon.
Damn it.
So we have a 116 upset. You know how probable those things are.
Yeah, it happened for the first time last year, and now we get our second in 2 years. The 15-12 Oregon Ducks.
All right, so now we have the 8 and 9 seeds, the Chattanooga Mocs, and the Memphis Tigers.
All right.
This one, I mean, it's not really an upset, even if it does happen. So
who cares?
It doesn't. So Chattanooga wins.
All right, the Mocs are. I'm just gonna go ahead and guess that that's short for moccasins. I'm probably really wrong, but then again, there's like 4 teams in college basketball whose mascot is like a hat. So
yeah,
the 12 and 17 Chattanooga Mocs.
Yeah,
First
hey, totally.
neutral site win.
Hey, not the worst team we have in this bracket.
Nope. I really hope that there's one that's worse.
Hey, I mean, we did pass by the 3-25 team.
True.
Anyway, so now to the number 5 and 12 seed for Region 3. Elon and High Point, 5 and 12 respectively.
Ooh, two North Carolina schools. You know
Pretty
what that
surprising.
means.
Elon wins it.
All right, the Phoenix. All right, Elon. They are 9 and 20.
Yeah.
Solid. 31% of their games have resulted in wins, and they get their first neutral site win. A lot of our teams that have moved on to the round of 32 have gotten their first neutral site win of the season.
That's great.
This is crazy.
All right, so let's just move on. Mississippi Valley State and Mount St. Mary's.
Okay, the first one sounds like a community college.
Well, that one's the 4 seed. Mount St. Mary's the 13, so... Think we get an upset?
No. It's
We
only
don't.
right that we don't.
We don't.
Dude, if I pick my own bracket right now, and I mean like fan pick, not like pick like we did. All right, so they are 5 and 24, 0 and 20 on the road.
Hey, they're not on the road.
Right, but first neutral site win of the year, but they have not lost any either.
Yeah. All right, so
It's
I mean,
a start fresh team if there ever was one.
that's the top. Let's go to the bottom of the Region 3. So, Niagara, Purple Eagles, and UCF. Any particulars?
I'm gonna go with UCF.
You would be correct.
Good thing I'm on a tape delay.
At least I know you're not.
I really am. Well, I mean, in terms of talking, I'm not, but in terms of talking, I'm on like a 3-second tape delay. In terms of watching, I'm on like a 15-second tape delay.
Right.
All right, so
now
UCF is 20 and 6.
All right.
And
So
they get their 4th neutral site win of the year.
how many losses?
None. They're
Neutral
already
site.
in the Final Four. Yeah, they're none.
Oh, okay.
They were 3-0, now they're 4-0. Might as well already be in the Final Four.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So now our number 3 and 14 seed Stanford and Iowa.
Stanford or Stamford?
Stan.
Okay.
You want to guess?
Stanford's a school where really smart people go to, so I'm going to go with Iowa.
You'd be correct.
You gotta love it.
I love that common sense you got there.
I'm like 3 for 3 on it, to be honest. 21
What is
and
going
6
on
is
in your
Iowa.
brain?
Not much. It's really just the monkey playing with like, just percussion instruments.
All right. So now, was it Kinesis?
Sure. The one that starts with a C-A-N.
Yeah.
Canisius or something?
Yeah, something like that. And
All right.
New Mexico State.
All right. Well, it's already in the bag who's going to win this one. It's got to be the one that's hard to pronounce.
Oh, it was so close, but yes, it is the one that's hard to
Yeah, I'm 4-0.
All right, you want to go 5-0? I'm not even going to click the thing. So Seton Hall or Air Force. Seton Hall's the number 2 seed, so they get heads.
Oh boy. See, common sense would say it's upset time, so I'm going to go with Seton Hall.
Okay. I don't know how that makes any sense.
No, the upset would be if it was Air Force.
But the upset is correct. It's Air Force.
God damn it. Don't put money on me.
I don't think any of us were.
Oh yeah, well I have an employer who says otherwise.
Oh boy. Alright, so last region to fill out. We start with our number 1 and 16, Northern Iowa and Northern Colorado.
Alright.
What do you got? What's your common sense saying here?
thinking that Iowa and Colorado are pretty close together on the map, to be honest with you.
But how does that help you pick a team?
We've got two teams that are claiming to be north in their respective states, so let's go with the most south team of them. I'm going to go with Northern. I guess it would be... Actually, they're adjacent to each other, aren't they?
You took too long.
Shoot. I'm going to go with Iowa.
You would be right.
Yeah!
Yeah, but
This
you
is the
took too
most
long. I
happy
already spun the thing.
I'm on a tape delay, remember? I
Yeah,
don't
but
know
15
these things.
seconds. I was waiting for you.
Well, feel free to wait a little bit longer next time.
Oh,
They're
boy.
14 and 15, and they get their third neutral site win to put them at 3-3 on the year.
Hey, but according to this bracket, they're the number 1 seed, so they shouldn't
Hey, numbers never lie.
lose. Anyway, so now to the last 8-9 matchup: South Dakota State and Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got here?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the 8 seed. I think it's SDSU.
Unfortunately, it is the 9 seed this time.
Stupid.
All right,
So I stick with it. I'm what, 5-2 now?
something like that, yeah.
Create my own numbers.
All right, so now our 5-12 here is Utah State and Notre Dame.
Okay, this one's easy.
What do you got?
I'm an anti Notre Dame guy.
Okay,
I gotta
sweet.
go with Utah State all day.
Hey, you're 6-2 now. We think
Yeah.
we
No,
probably should be
okay.
better at counting the more recent.
See, that's your problem, Sean. You're thinking. I'm 6-2. You think? I'm not thinking. I'm just 6-2. 22-6 is Utah State though.
All right, so I mean they have a pretty good record.
3-1 in neutral games now.
Okay, so our 4-13
Five seed,
matchup. So
Sean.
UC Irvine and Lafayette.
All right, the Anteaters or the Leopards?
Right. So you want to make a prediction before I spin?
I say it's. Let's go with the Leopards.
Okay. Well, let's see. That means he's wanting a tails. Oh, and you barely get it.
Yeah. All right, Lafayette. And 10-17. Their first and only neutral site game of the year ends in a W.
All right.
Mark it.
Well, they have another one.
Well, coming up, but
Yeah. All right. So last play-in game for the last number 11 seed, Texas A&M, CC, and Maine. What do you got?
Well, Texas A&M CC is too much for me to want to type, so I'm gonna go with Maine.
Hey, you get your wish.
Yeah. All right. They are 5-23. 6-23 now, and they will be 1-0 in neutral site games.
Good.
All right.
All
This
right,
is
so
like
now-
our bottom 3 teams so far in terms of records have survived.
All right. So now Abilene Christian Wildcats and Maine for
All
their
right.
round of 64 game. What do you got?
All right, that was a playing game. Oh, whew. I think Maine's hot. You got to give it to them.
All right. Oh, unfortunately.
Hey, never doubt a black bear.
Unfortunately, Abilene wins.
Oh, now I'm like 7-3.
Still pretty good for a freaking wheel deciding.
Yeah, if I was my own sports book, I'd be winning.
All right, so now UConn and Pennsylvania. UConn's the 3 seed, and Pennsylvania the 14.
UConn.
All right, let's see. No, it goes to the Pennsylvania Quakers.
Well, gee golly whiz.
All right, moving on. San Diego State or Creighton?
Our second Ivy League team to make the round of 32.
Yeah. Anyway, San
There's your
Diego
numbers
State
on that
or
one.
Creighton? San Diego State 7, Creighton's 10.
The tournament is timed for a school like Creighton that consists of only coaches' son type players. So I'm gonna go with Creighton.
Unfortunately, San Diego State wins to you. So
All right,
you're like 7-4 now, dude. You're losing it.
No, I'm 7-5 now.
7-5 now. You're really losing it.
Yeah, it's always worse than when you start.
All right, so last match.
Unless you start 0-1.
Last match is a 2 versus 15. UC Davis
Oh,
and
this
Little
one-
Rock.
UC Davis and Little Rock. I think we got to go UC Davis.
All right, well, will it grace you? It's Little Rock.
What? It can't be Little Rock. But let's take a look at the reason why it is. Because they are 10-17 and they are now 1-0 in neutral site games.
All right, so you want to go through this quickly, or?
Yeah, I mean, I made it out with a winning record. That's all that
7-6.
That's all that I and I guess the Lord above could have asked for. If I can give my cliche athlete answers, he was really looking out for me on this day, and this really all just means I just don't want to answer your question.
All right.
I
mean, so from the first region, we have the 1, 2, and 3 seeds making it.
Mm-hmm.
So the only ones upset were 4, 6, and 7, I guess. But those are 7.
Clearly
7,
the
10 is
powerhouse
not really an
program
upset
survived.
too much.
Not really.
Yeah. So I think that was the least upset round.
Right. The powerhouse program survived.
From Region 2, the 1 seed makes it, but the 2, 3, 4, 5 all miss. 6 and 7 make it, and then 9 beats 8.
A bracket region for the ages.
That's gonna be tough.
But did Region 4 top it? That's the question.
But we're gonna start at Region 3 first, where 1 misses, 2 misses, 3 also misses, but 4 and 5 make it. 6 loses,
Satyrs.
7 makes it, and 8 makes it. So do you want to see the last region? Let's see if they can top it.
Yeah.
So,
well, nothing's beating round 2 or 3 anymore.
So anyway, in the last region, the top seed made it, so that kind of skews them. It's like the other 2 are a little worse. Aside from that, like 2, 3, 4 miss, 5 makes it though. 6 and 7 make it also, so they're kind of
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, first of all, to address our commenter in the chat room, DeVry is not in the tournament.
According to any of this.
Because this guy thinks that DeVry is going to win it all. Next year, it'll happen. We'll give them 2 seeds.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. But, yeah. I mean, a lot of, it's March, except not really, so it's where the upsets happen.
Alright, anyway, so
I've always said that the best upsets in March happen in...
Right. Good. Anyway, so
someone quote me on that.
That's our college rundown. So you want to get to our other topic for today?
Yeah.
So,
Except, we're going to talk a little grade the trade NHL trade deadline stuff.
Yeah.
Sean's going to take the lead on this because he had some sound logic as to how to approach this. We can't give it. We're going to use the wheel, but we can't. And we're going to try to justify the grade that the wheel gives us to the trade that was made.
Yep.
So, however this goes, hopefully it'll be just as fun.
So
It could be a loony trade that goes to something that was really smart. So
I mean, yeah. So
There we go.
first, we're just gonna recap a bunch of the trade deadline. Like we'll do a couple of these, but like some of them are just like whatever. But I definitely want to do the top one. So I want to see what the wheel gives the Jets and Rangers trade.
Mhm.
Do you have any hope for the wheel?
I think that the wheel's going to side with the Rangers.
Okay. Let's see.
I think the wheel's going to say that something really stupid went down in Winnipeg.
Actually, the wheel gives it a C.
How are we supposed to How are we supposed to pick a side on that one? Then?
No. So basically, the wheel thinks this is a pretty even trade, right? Nobody kind of won out, which I would totally.
Except for Henrik Lundqvist and his tears.
Well, this wasn't even the trade that caused Henrik Lundqvist tears.
It was. Or no, I'm sorry, that was Zuccarello.
That was. Yeah.
But you'd have to think that Hayes was up there too.
No, but I mean, so the wheel is saying that both sides got it completely fair.
All right.
If the wheel gave it an A, I would give Winnipeg the win. If the wheel gave it an F, I'd give the Rangers the win.
All right. Because we're basing this on the grade of the buyer.
Right.
All right. I like it.
Yep. So, next trade is I definitely want to do the Mark Stone to Vegas for 2 players and a pick. What do you have any faith in the wheel on that one?
No.
No?
I don't.
All right. Do you think the buyer wins or the seller?
I think that the buyer's going to win.
Oh, the buyer gets it. So it gets a B. I definitely think the buyer wins in this case, though, because Stone is, like, really good.
Yeah. Anyone who comes from the island from the Senators is kind of like, well, you never know. But especially on a down year, but...
Right, but, I mean, with the way
it's not to doubt the player, it's just to doubt how the team and the organization has done as a whole.
Right,
and you have no idea how the player is going to rebound from something like that.
Right, but like the Senators, they've sold a lot, but I don't think that they've necessarily I think they've made quite average for what they were expected to get, and probably they could have made a lot more if they pushed the right button. But definitely, I think like Vegas got a pretty damn good deal here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next couple trades I just want to go over, like Minnesota's Kevin Fiala for Michael Granlund. I think that's just like a whatever. It's a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, then Philly gets Ryan Hartman and a conditional pick for Wayne Simmons. There was a thing about this one where they could have traded Wayne Simmons to a different team, but they didn't waive the NTC. I think it was the Flames.
Yeah, the no trade clause.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to go to Calgary? Although Calgary doesn't have the best goaltending.
Apparently the Flyers had to waive
That's weird.
It was a no movement clause or something.
Why would they not want to trade with Calgary?
I don't know.
Somebody
didn't want to trade with Calgary. Whoever it was.
You get what I'm saying, though. That's an interesting one.
All right. And then I'll let the wheel do this one. You want to take over the grade though, because this trade affects my team.
Sure.
So the Devils traded. The Bruins acquired Marcus Johansson from the Devils for a 2019 second and a 2020 fourth. Let's see what the wheel gives it. The wheel gives it an A. How do you justify?
Yeah, well, it's like this. Because if you're the Devils, you have Taylor Hall, but you need that number 2. You need that second building block, and I think that Marcus Johansson was that. You don't know like
No
how
lose for Hughes.
Right, exactly. And I don't think that well, I mean, look, you guys could have lost with Johansson. Let's be real. And you guys were pretty much on the path to do so. It's just the thing of like when you guys start to win again, you guys need that depth and kind of have let those guys you had last year in terms of depth get away from you. You had to traded them. Brian Boyle, obviously, not with the team anymore.
But I mean, in Boyle's case, he was a UFA at the end of the year.
Right, but in Johansson's case, he's
Also,
still a mid. Well, yeah, but he's a mid-20s in age. Still has a lot to grow,
True.
And he wasn't exactly having the loudest statistical year. That he was out of your market anyway.
Right, but I don't think he wanted to sign back with us. Or we wanted to sign him back. It was one of the two.
I don't know. They obviously invested a lot in the trade with the Capitals for him, so I'm a little.
Yeah.
This one's a little.
But I feel like even though we did lose technically, because I think we paid 2 seconds. I wouldn't necessarily call it a landslide for the Bruins, but probably a little bit better for them, like it'd be. All right, so. The other trades, we'll do the 2 Columbus trades for the wheel. So let's just go over the Sharks acquired Gustav Nyquist from the Red Wings for 2 picks, 1 conditional. And the Sabres acquired Brandon Montour for Brendan Gould and a first from the Ducks.
You think that the Sabres were a little quiet at the deadline?
I mean, I don't think they needed to be like. I think they risked too much by splashing too hard at the deadline.
True, but I don't know. Do you think that Columbus is in that same boat?
But I feel like Yarmo, the Blue Jackets GM, was in a do or die situation where he was going to lose most of his team anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So might as well go for it. Like. The Sabres are in a completely different situation. They have Dahlin for the first round pick of the past draft and a bunch of young guys. So they're still building, which is why I feel like splashing at the trade deadline could be a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you're Yarmo and you're going to lose your 2 star players in Panarin and Bobrovsky at the end of the year, don't just give up on the season. I commend him for doing what he's doing.
True.
But let's let the wheel rate the trade. Remember, if it's above a C, it's better for the Blue Jackets than the Senators. If it's below, it's better for the Senators than the Blue Jackets. So first one is Ryan Dzingel and a 7th round pick this year for Anthony Duclair and 2 second-round picks.
Anthony Duclair has been traded way too many times for me to think he's a good player anymore.
And it gets
remember how big of a deal it was when they traded him away?
So this gets a D. What do you think?
All right, so let's run through that one more time. Give me the who's who on the trade.
So Ryan Dzingel and a 7th for Columbus, right? He's a forward. He's pretty good. He's one of the top scorers on Ottawa that they traded away.
All right. Well, yeah. It's a very Pittsburgh Pirates move.
And then Anthony Duclair in 2 seconds. Duclair's I think he's like a lower 6 forward.
Yeah, I was about to say 3rd or 4th line.
Yeah.
All right.
But they did get the 2 second-round picks that are non-conditional.
Right. So, and that's a big win. If you're playing for picks and you get non-conditional ones, that's a win on your side. My only thing from the Columbus perspective is you got a defenseman who's kind of only done something 1 year so far. So it's if you're Ottawa, you get the value that you can get out of it now, not knowing how consistent the guy is as a long-term player and knowing that you're tanking anyway.
But, okay, I kind of I agree, I do think Ottawa won out on the trade. Like they won out because they have the extra picks, but it's more of how are they going to use those picks.
Mhm.
Like if we're saying both teams are equal and they have an equal shot at using the picks to say like a good way, Ottawa won out no problem.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
All right, so you want to hit the Matt Duchene trade? So, Columbus
Is Matt
acquires
Duchene good anymore?
Matt Duchene, Julius Bergman, for 2 players and a first round pick in this draft and a conditional in next draft first rounder.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The wheel gives it a B, saying that it was worth it to get Duchene.
I mean, if you're the Blue Jackets, you go all in. I didn't think in, but if there was anywhere to go all in, I guess I would have looked at goaltending depth with a shaky Bobrovsky this year. But
right.
I guess they felt the need to go somewhere else. I guess. When Bobrovsky looks like crap in the playoffs like he has in years past, I guess that's the stone you turn to and you go, well, thank God we have Keith Kincaid.
Hey, if not, he's there for the entertainment of his tweets.
Exactly.
But I mean, they got Kincaid for pretty damn cheap. He's not on our list, but they got him for a 2022 5th-round pick.
Well, how old is Kincaid?
He's not, for goalie standards, he's not that old.
All right. He's got a hockey name like someone who's been around since the 90s.
Right.
Him or like a Hedberg.
Okay.
Hedberg had been around a long time when he was with the Devils. Anyway, we completely got away from this Duchene trade. I think that they paid too much for a guy that they didn't necessarily need a lot of.
I mean, I think it's like, if you're saying so this move is a double-edged sword, right? They're saying that they're not going to re-sign half the people they have. But they're also saying that we care about going out with a bang. And not just a cannon fire inside a damn arena.
Yeah.
So, I'm okay with it.
Although the past has shown that cannon doesn't really go off a lot in that arena anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, it still has.
Not in the playoffs, it doesn't.
Yeah, true. All right, so anyway, you want to get to the
playoff game? Or no, they still haven't won a playoff series. That's the thing.
No.
In their whole franchise history.
All right, so you want to get to the trades that we singled
out? Yeah, sure.
All right.
We have now a second commenter on the chat room. This one's just talking about the Robert Kraft stuff.
All right.
Glad to see we're growing an audience. A little bit of a disturbing combination, but it is what it is. You can't, choose the people that love you.
Anyway, so the Wild traded Charlie Coyle to the Bruins for Ryan Donato and a 5th.
Is Ryan Donato any good?
I think he's decent. I'm not gonna say he's like amazing.
But was he worth?
But okay, hold
Charlie
on.
Charlie Coyle, I feel like
this wheel gives this an F, meaning the Bruins won out apparently.
I'd say
by a lot.
I mean, I'd say it's a pretty equal trade.
I think yeah, I don't think 5th rounds are worth super much, so I think it's pretty equal, but according to the wheel, it's not. It's apparently like Donato's so bad that they needed to give a 5th to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a great look, but
yeah,
I feel like Donato's gonna. Although Donato did score a game-winning goal already.
Yeah.
So
I think Charlie Coyle's pretty decent.
Oh, he strikes me as a defenseman with the number 3. Johnny Boatman says C-. Audience feedback, C-.
All All right. Anyway.
So we'll bring it up to a D just for the fan vote.
All right. Well, anyway, so this
I love it.
is all right. So the last one is the Oilers traded Cam Talbot to the Flyers for Anthony Stolaraz or Stolars
Yeah.
or whatever his name is. Yeah. So I mean, they're both goalies. Let's see.
I mean, one's a regular NHL roster guy, and one's kind of an up and comer, I guess. But
So they say that Philly made out a little bit better. And
yeah, but Philly trades for a goaltender like twice every year.
yeah, I don't know about that one. They had like 4 goaltenders on their roster at that point. Like, what the heck
Well,
are they doing?
I texted you before the Stadium Series game. I was like, "You think that the Penguins beat Cam Talbot?" Cam Talbot didn't even end up playing.
I know.
They still went with Brian Elliott. It's like, how many goaltenders are you, for one, going to carry on your NHL roster, and how many of them are you going to acquire via trade?
Hey, I mean, you can never have too many goalies.
But they traded away a guy from the minors to carry another majors type on the top pro team.
But I mean, is Brian Elliott like really doing anything right now? He might as well be.
Apparently so.
But I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like, for Edmonton, you don't know this guy. Is it really gonna pan out?
Yeah, but I mean, Edmonton
B
burnt.
for benchworthy.
Edmonton burnt all the rubber off the tires of Cam Talbot. They tried to ride him so hard that he was burnt out. And that's a joke for, someone in the chat room.
I
Didn't
mean,
even-
like, I don't know. This
Just
trade was,
happened
like,
to play out that way.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah. So, I mean, those are the big trades.
Yeah. And then the Penguins acquired some defenseman who has a negative 27 rating.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Yeah. GM JR really playing his hand right on this one. Dear God. It's not looking great.
Really?
And then we beat Columbus tonight, the team that just acquired all the guys.
Yeah, you guys won like 5-2 or something?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, so, I mean, that was, like, I can't believe, like, some of the grades, but we'll see how the rest of our bracket plans out next week, and maybe we'll, what else is there to cover for the next week, man?
Well, do we want to do the Bryce Harper stance now or later?
Let's do that next week.
All
Because
right.
he'll probably
sounds
still
good.
not be traded or acquired.
Signed,
but
signed.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he does sign, look forward to that next week. I'm going to explain to you why Bryce Harper was the worst free agent on the market this offseason.
Yeah, good
See
luck
ya.
with that one.
Yeah. As long as I write it down ahead of time, I'm thinking, like, I'll remember how to do it.
Okay.
If I forget it, then someone let me know why I thought about that, and I'll come up with a different reason. That may or may not make more sense than what I think about right now.
All right. Well, that's all we have. So thanks everybody for.
Shout out to the chat room for the first time. We had people in it throughout the whole episode. And whoever the heck that is, someone reach out to us. Let's get some opinions from that dude. And yeah, we're not focusing on the Blackhawks right now. Yeah,
we'll
not
do
a
a
chance.
playoff update
Yeah,
in like 2 weeks or so because we want to
we
talk.
might. Hey, we might do an NHL tournament wheel decide thing too. We might do it for all the major sports.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, we gotta keep you invested, man. All
Thanks.
right,
Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.
see ya.